Yo, everybody. Sorry I've been taking a little while, just had to get some things set up, etc. Is everybody ready? Everyone having a good time? Listening to the one piece of music that's playing around while you just sort of stare at the starting soon screen? Must be having a blast. Sorry about that. Just want to make sure that everything's working first. Or we'll just skip to the chatting until we start screen. That's not the box that should be on the screen. Let's move that one. I hadn't quite thought about what was going to pop up there. Better. So obviously I could get started straight away, or we could wait a couple more minutes just for everybody to jump in, but I think that realistically, it's not like I'm expecting a huge turnout. I didn't even advertise this one. I just kind of figured that it would be worth the fun of just setting it up randomly and seeing how many people would pop up if we just kind of started randomly. So, just going to put the tweet the stream out as well. So how's everyone doing anyway? You guys having a good weekend? Or what's left of it? I know that mine's been spent getting my new video ready, but it wasn't quite ready to release yet, so I decided to do another live stream tonight just so that you don't feel like you haven't had anything over the last 6 days. That's what I want. That's what I want. There we go. Okay, let's just put this out now. Dragon Ball. I wonder what we'll be putting in this live stream. Would it be Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball GT? I don't really plan out who I'm going to be drawing until I start seeing who's guessing what, because, you know, we could end up having a case where nobody understands who Goku is, which I really don't think is going to be the case, but in which case, when that happens, I don't want to exactly be pulling people left, right and centre from heroes and stuff to be drawing. There we go, that'll do. Because if I started doing that, it just wouldn't be any fun for anybody, would it? The idea is I want you to be able to guess them so that you can get points, so you can get on the leaderboard, and that way you'll be more inclined to play in future. So... this will be the screen we'll be using with now. I've changed the client for the chat box because last time when I watched on the video and the replay, it looked as though the chat box was kind of freezing when I wasn't using the OBS screen. So basically when people would tell me that there was something wrong, I would click it and then I wouldn't see anything. I've just seen a message pop up now, which means that this one is live at the moment, but again, I'm on the OBS screen currently, so I don't know. We'll have to wait and see until... Well, hopefully somebody will tell me, though, if it starts freezing up whilst I'm not on the screen. But, you know, it's more for the replay value of watching the stream afterwards that's kind of damaged if the stream doesn't work for the chat. So, but it doesn't actually affect the way it goes. So, we've still got the rules here on the side for the screen. The leaderboard, 1 through 10, is up on the side of the screen there, so we'll be able to add people as they guess them correctly. The lifetime leaderboard, again, will be updated as and when we get new people added to it when they've got a score high enough to go on there. Also depends, basically. I'm only going to do it like once a stream, so maybe at the end of the stream I'll do it whilst everybody's still on the chat and we're getting ready to sign off or whatever. But for the foreseeable future, I'll only really do it off of the stream. Just because otherwise I'm going to be doing that twice as much as I'm going to actually be drawing anything for anybody to guess, which is no fun. So we'll start having a little bit of fun in a second here, and I'll just start drawing some random stuff, and if anybody wants to try and guess stuff, then... Where's that gone? You need to stay on the screen. Oh, I remember why I was doing this before now. Right. Let's... just adjust this very, very quickly. That's still fine. That's not going to bother anybody, is it? But it just means that I can have my chat in the corner then. This is the stuff I wanted to get ready before we started streaming. No, that's messed up the leaderboard now. Okay. That's brought it forward. That's okay. Why don't I just move this over here for now? I'm not sure I like that. Whoops. What am I doing here? Oh, it'll have to do for now. I do not know. I've destroyed my timeline. I can't get it back to normal. Oh, wait. Hang on. That's pens. Oh, it's... What have I done? Right, bear me, I'm going to just sort this a quick second, hang on. Right, I think I may have solved that for the time being. Just a problem that I had earlier, but it's still not the way I want it to be. So I still need to do a little bit of doctoring. Although I think I just need to pop this out every time. That's gonna have to do, and I'm just gonna have to click that open to deal with it. Unless I don't exactly want to shrink it, but I suppose I could do, which should make it a little bit more visible. That'll do for now, won't it? That'll do. Okay, well, let's just have a quick see whilst we get ready. Just want to get sorted with all this just before I start, because the last thing I want to do is start doing that and then have to stop again because we've got some more technical issues or whatever. Right, okay. Is anybody ready to get started? I can see there's 4 of us watching at the moment. I know, I could have done better than Greg's, but it's a decent coffee cup. Just let me know in the chat if you're willing to start the Pictionary game yet. If not, we'll have to wait for some more people, but otherwise I can just start drawing and wait until somebody guesses something. Which means if I do that, maybe I'll start off with something slightly more of an intricate drawing, I suppose, until somebody decides to guess. So I could choose something that the people might not know straight off of the top of their head. I'll tell you what, yeah, let's do that then. Well, let's just give it a go, because I don't want to sit here waiting for absolutely ages, and for the few of you watching, it'll be a nice opportunity for you to play along and see how it goes. So what I've been doing recently, I've been sort of keeping things on my phone as a sort of way for me to quickly use reference images, and sometimes what I choose to do is if I feel like there may have been any discrepancy with some people guessing or whatever like that, I like to show what I've been drawing so everybody knows exactly what I was thinking when I was drawing it and what I've been using as a reference picture. So let's give it a quick go anyway and see what we can turn out. Oh, did I edit the brush size? Probably. Won't make a difference anyway, really. So if I just start drawing this, then if somebody were to start commenting what they think it would be, I could then take their guess, if they were correct, give them a point, add them to the side of the board. What we had last time was quite competitive. We had quite a few people going off for the same answers or whatever, so I had to make it very, very picky choosy for what I accepted for people's answers, and people had to end up being very, very specific, which ended up being quite fun, but I think a few people probably would have preferred it if it had stayed relatively easy. Now if we're doing this, I wanted to try and pick one that people wouldn't be able to guess straight off the top of the bat, because if anybody is watching, then it gives other people a chance to join if they choose to. So as I say, I do have another video coming out soon. I just needed a little bit more time to get it up to the scratch I like it to be before I release it. I've been spending quite a bit of time on the thumbnail drawing for the video, and therefore I didn't exactly want to just put it out there half-baked. Oops. I can't get his mouth the way I want it. I wouldn't usually put quite so much detail into the way his mouth was coming out, but considering I might be staring at this guy for quite a while on the screen, it's always good to be a little bit more prepared than that. Because sometimes half the fun of it is not actually having it look anything like the character. Now, I know in typical Pictionary rules, I shouldn't even be talking. You know, typical Pictionary would be I'd have to be completely silent while everybody guessed, a bit like in charades or something. But if I did that, man, it would be quite boring for everybody, I think. I even added some music into the background of this stream so that it would be easy, because there were patches of silence last time on my end, and you don't really want the radio silence whilst there's a game going on, you know what I mean? So at the moment this is just going to end up being me drawing on a stream rather than actually a Pictionary thing at the moment. I swear he didn't quite look so much like he was going to a business interview when I did his picture to begin with. But it looks like one hell of a mugshot at the moment. What's funny is I always thought when we first saw this guy that he was going to be revealed to be a version of Batamo from Universe 6, because they look so similar. Nothing really got mentioned about it though, which I found quite disappointing because his design felt very similar to that. The other thing is when I start doing this is I find it quite hard to commentate the entire time because I get myself into a little bit of a zone when I usually start drawing, and so typically the way that I kind of do things is sit in silence, effectively listening to music whilst I do it. So as you can imagine, that doesn't inspire lots of conversational talk from myself when I do it. I might start a new one in a second. Maybe go for one a little bit more straightforward. Yes, it was Yumba, correct. Thank you, JB. I didn't actually think anybody would know his name. I'll be completely honest with you, at one point I forgot his name. That was one of the reasons why I put him in this this Pictionary game. Let me just add your point. JBNL1. I appreciate the fact that we're able to do that as well, because it means I can move on without having him be a waste. How you doing anyway, JB? You good? As you'll probably notice, your name has been added to the lifetime leaderboard. Just reread the manga yesterday. Yeah, it's a good time to do it because, I mean, there isn't much going on in the world of Dragon Ball this minute, but it's absolutely refreshed you and just in time for that then. We can move on to the next one. There's a good way for you to get your points up at this point if nobody else is particularly competing. Which is basically why at the moment it's going to be me versus you for the time being, as I'm going to try and pick somebody. I don't know if you're going to be able to guess straight away. But we'll only do that if it comes to it. going to make sure that I pick a decent one that I can effectively continue drawing for a little while. Oh, here we go. This will be a decent one. Let's do this one. Right, on to the next one. I appreciate I'm just about to start with the thing that I think is probably most obvious, so I may stray from what I'm doing in a second. Ooh. So as you could probably imagine, last time when we were doing this, I was doing it much faster because there was a few more of us in here, so I was just trying to capitalize on the speed of the game. But at the moment, just going to take things a little bit slower just for the time being, so I'm putting a little bit more care into the way that the drawings are popping out. So this new video that I've got coming out in the next few days, I'm hoping that it'll get some people's attention, because one of the things for me is the fact that even though Dragon Ball is quite quiet at the moment, I don't really stop thinking about the content that's coming out or going to be coming out in the near future. And so because of that, I'm constantly writing down more ideas for videos. I have actually got a load more of a particular series I was doing just before I did the channel rebrand, and that was basically looking at Toriyama's old concept art and looking at the designs that we almost got for a lot of beloved characters. One of the ones that seemed to pop off the most on YouTube was the fact that he'd done a different design for Gohan originally, for adult Gohan I should say. And that particular one was a shame he didn't use it, because I actually preferred the concept art that he did for adult Gohan than the actual final product of Gohan that we got in Dragon Ball Z. So the Buark Gohan that he wanted to do originally looked a little bit more like Teen Gohan's hair, and it had like a red version of Future Trunks' jacket. And I thought that was really cool because it kind of looked like he was inspired a little bit by Trunks from all the events in the Cell arc. And that, you know, it's kind of poetic in its own way, considering the fact that Gohan inspired Trunks in the first place. Yes, it's Rumshi or whatever his name is. I do know what you mean. I think it's Ramoosh or something. But yeah. Hi HR Karma. Thanks for joining. Hope you're doing okay. And if you're unfamiliar with the rules, they're on the side of the screen there. That was a good guess though. I know he's one of the only people with a trunk. So, you know, it's sort of almost self-explanatory when you start drawing it at that point, but it is what it is. The name of the game, he's got a big tail, and that was the bit that I was trying to delay doing. Right, let's move on to the next one then. Let's try and I didn't do okay, here you go. Here's a good one. Was tempted to do this one on the last stream, but decided not to because of the speed of which everybody was going. So Dragon Ball is really funny because they're so basic, but they do look good when they're done. I mean, like, you know, that you've just watched it. That's just a Dragon Ball ear, plain and simple. But so many other animes, they put so much detail into the ears that I think sometimes less is more in these sorts of things, because I mean, it should be no surprise, I love the designs for Dragon Ball. I always thought that Toriyama did a fantastic job when coming up with this sort of basic design that he had. it would have been cool to see future Trunks influence Gohan. Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you agree. I think it's one of those situations that should have been maybe addressed slightly more. Obviously, when Gohan was doing his Great Saiyaman stuff, we kind of got the idea that maybe Trunks was going to, like Kid Trunks was going to be influenced by Gohan still a lot. But they didn't really do anything with it. It just kind of went nowhere. But he still had his dad around, so that made sense. I can see this one not going to get much further after this. Whoops. Probably should have made that a little bit more. These are not going to be perfectly anatomically correct. Whoops. So again, when we're doing these things, the character might be obvious, but what we're looking for is the particular incarnation of that character or the form that was being used at the time. Oops. Oh man, this did not go the way I intended. And I am looking at the replies as they're coming up, but God, this is awful. I'm so sorry. It looks more like GT Vegeta at the moment, but I promise you it wasn't intending to be. This is just because I got carried away with the head slant. And therefore it just knocked off the entire center of the drawing itself. I can see the trains of thoughts going between your answers. Again, I'm looking at the answers. If I don't answer with what is correct, then assume it isn't. God, this drawing is awful. Yes, it was Majin Vegeta was the one that I was looking for. I foolishly decided to go with a cropped up top of the image. So as you can see, I was going from this one, and I just realized as I got to a certain point, it was around the time. It was around the point where I got to doing his eyebrow over here. When I got to that bit, I went, "Uh-oh, I've made an error." So well done, JB. Let's update that. So JB, you're going to be pretty close to catching the top of the... I know, bro, indeed. But JB, you're going to be close to catching up with where Jerry was on this last stream based on the lifetime leaderboard at this rate. So, let's... I know. I can't... I'm quite ashamed of the way that Majin Vegeta came out. This is the problem when you're doing live. I couldn't have just sat there and deleted the entire thing and started again, could I? Unless, well, maybe you guys would prefer I did do that. So, right, okay, on to the next round. Okay. But again, like, you know, as I say, half the fun of doing some of these things sometimes is the monstrosities that come out of the actual images. You going for the Kaioken? The Kaioken. Ooh. Slipped myself some ocean dub terminology just then. The funny thing is, I always used to call it Kaioken, even when I was a kid. You're going to go for super. Let's see how we can... get all this going with everything, because super obviously could be I don't think I would do another Kaioken for 30 points or whatever, but if we get into 20 points, not 30 points, you know what I mean. But if we, oops. If we get to if we get into 20s, nope, I'm going to keep going. But if we get into the 20s, that's when we'll start. Ah, there we go. It's Cyberman. I was going for Cyberman. They have the same head as Hit. That probably should be censored head. That's the Cyberman I was going for. I was using an old Dokkan image from when they did that April Fool's campaign where they gave everything things. So, you know, let's just... you'll be able to see the direction that it was going in. But, again, this is half of the fun of doing these because... It's annoying because you kind of see it and you're like, oh, God, yeah, I can see why now it was meant to be a Cyberman, or I could see why everybody would think it was Hit. But, you know, it's just one of those things, isn't it? Because, I mean, like, they've all got those wrinkles under their eyes. And that big, goofy smile. So, yeah. And then, of course, I have all those crazy veins going on their heads. But, yep, there we go. So, we'll be sure to update that. JB, you have definitely hit Kaioken with your overall lifetime points now, haven't you? So, I guess what I should actually do really is I should actually keep the colours on the lifetime leaderboard. That would make sense, really. So, maybe I'll adjust that later in the stream. But for now, why? Well, you know, I could have realistically just started drawing it as Hit. I appreciate that, but it's easier to guess, wasn't it? Are we going to Heroes characters? We'll see. I prefer not to, really. It depends. I mean, when I did do Teen Gotenks before, which of course we did. Which is a Heroes character, even though he could have appeared in GT, although didn't. They even teased him in GT at the point in the Shadow Dragons arc when they were suggesting that, oh, we could fuse and help, and then for whatever reason they didn't. So, you know, but no, he's a Heroes character, but I did do him last time. I did also do Mira on the last stream. So no Cell Max. Well, do you mean Cell X? Because Cell Max was obviously part of Superhero. I assume you probably mean Cell X. And yeah, as I say, it depends. Some of the characters, if I think they're an obvious enough character, I might do. But again, I drew Yanba earlier, and I think a few people didn't know who that was. No? I think I've moved on from that response yet. So I'm not exactly sure what the no was in response to. So you didn't mean Cell X, did you? Is that what you mean? You did actually mean Cell Max? Because, oh, hang on. Are you going to Heroes characters, so no Cell Max? Do you mean like superhero characters? If so, that was a good play on words. Right, let's move on to the next one anyway. Here we go. There's a good one. Okay. On to the next round. He thought it was Dragon Ball Heroes. Movies, yes, Dragon Ball Heroes and Super Dragon Ball Heroes. Are we going to Heroes characters? Okay. Well, as long as you guys are happy where it is. If you understand what's going on, that's fine. I think Saitama claps Goku. Well, somebody came here wanting to start a fight. I think it's just one of those fun things to talk about now, isn't it? It's the same as the Goku versus Superman stuff. Also, Goku isn't universal. Except for the fact that when he was fighting Beerus, in his god form, they were shattering the universe, so that does really suggest that they're universal, because he's even gone past God now. But I'm not a power scaling Dragon Ball YouTuber. Yeah, people like Revolution and stuff you can check out for that. I appreciate there's a bit of a gap in the power scaling market at the moment, isn't there? Whoop. Because I am reading the comments, but I haven't stopped yet. Yes, it is Frost. Frost was who I was drawing. I don't get very far into these before I have to keep stopping them with JB around. So again, once again, so you can see, I was going by this version of Frost. Okay, JB, I'll just update your score. It is realistically just a case of who can type it the fastest. It's really difficult when it gets to this kind of thing. It becomes fastest finger first almost. So let's have a look for our next one. Oh, I know. I know. Here we go. This will be an interesting one. Yo, is it a Dragon Ball YouTube? Do you mean if I've got Dragon Ball YouTubers coming in for the game, or do you mean this is going to be... Oh, this is too easy. Oh, oh. Alright then, well, now I'm glad I've picked the character I'm going to be drawing now. Let's see. If you mean am I being joined by other Dragon Ball YouTubers, no, currently I'm not on this one. I have done that in previous Dragon Ball YouTubers, previous live streams for it, but not today's. Oh man, we're getting more of this stuff. Naruto is stronger than Superman, Saitama, and Goku. I think it's we are missing Jerry. We are missing Jerry. Jerry was suggesting that he would be okay on a Wednesday, and I had Clearing, one of the other old Pictionary players, suggested that they might want to join in if we could do it on a Wednesday. What do you guys think? If we did it on a Wednesday, would that work for you guys? It might not be a Wednesday all the time, but it just means every so often. Again, reading the chat, not seeing the answers I'm looking for. It's funny though, isn't it? You can't go anywhere without starting a power scaling war when you're a fan of Dragon Ball. Everybody wants their characters to be stronger than the characters from Dragon Ball. It's almost like a rite of passage. Oh, JB. That was exactly what I was getting at. It was going to be berry blue. With short hair. As you guys can see. Berry Blue was who I was going for. JB, man. Absolutely killing it today. Oops, no, I don't want a new text box. Right, change the old one. Okay. Okay. Right, moving on. Go to the next round. Okay, next picture has been chosen. Let's have a go. Good luck, everyone. As I say, hope you're all having a good weekend. I know it's almost over, but we can have a little bit more fun before it's all said and done and we have to get back on with the week. Now, as I've said earlier, they're not always going to be bangers, these drawings. And in some instances, it's kind of hard to get a banger out of them. No, it's not Goten. Got the right idea by trying to get your guesses in at the beginning of it. It's definitely a good way of doing it. So we've got some good opportunities to get some guesses in here. I don't watch One Piece, no. Not because there's anything wrong with One Piece, it's just, it's long and I haven't started it yet. And as you can see from the content on my channel, I'm very Dragon Ball orientated. My wife gets me to watch some other animes at times, but it wasn't an easy job to get me to do that. I'm a big fan of Attack on Titan, My Hero Academia. What are the things we've been watching? I quite like that cyberpunk anime that they did not long ago. I'm enjoying all of these guesses. They're making me happy. Absolutely been enjoying the other anime that I've been introduced to, though. I am an anime fan. I just haven't caught up with some of the classics. It's not even really fair to call One Piece a classic at this point because it's actually still going. That one guy. One Piece is better than Dragon Ball, though Dragon Ball copied One Piece. Well, when you've been running for so long, a lot of them copy each other. Yes, it is Gawasu. We have caught Gawasu here. I was in the middle of using this as a reference. Dragon Ball absolutely was before One Piece. Yes, you are right, HR Karma. But to be fair, because One Piece has been running so long, there are things that Dragon Ball will have borrowed from One Piece over the time. It's just the way that it goes. For instance, I know that I'm not sure of the specifics, but I do know that the grotesque mutated version of Fusamasu, where he got the massive purple arm, I believe there was a character in One Piece who did that first, so you could suggest that it was a homage to that, but I don't know. I am not Toei Animation, so I don't know exactly what they were thinking of at the time, but that was that dude who wants to be a god tuber. Hey, he doesn't want to be a god tuber. Gawasu is a god tuber. So well done, Aurora Scarlet. I'm just gonna put Scarlet because, or I'll put a Scarlet. Because otherwise it wouldn't have fit on the thing. I don't care because Goku weak anyway. bro, it's one of those things. I mean, if you come here looking for an argument on the stuff, I mean, like, you know, I'm just going to talk to you about the lore of everything. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm a nerdy Dragon Ball lore know-it-all, and I'm quite happy with that. But I don't know a lot about a load of other animes, so it's kind of just the way it goes. Well, let's keep it civil in the chat, though, guys. There are plenty of moms we can talk about, but it's probably best we don't talk about each other's going on. So, let's just focus on some Pictionary. Jamal, I haven't noticed you guess at all yet for these, so if you are going to just come up into the chat and just stir up stuff, then I will ask you to leave. But, because HR Karma is actually playing the game so far. So let's, as I say, keep it cool in the comment section. Let's move on to this next one. Got to try and pick another character to do now. Right, okay. Let's... I gotta try and do one that I think is going to keep people guessing, but I don't want to do one that people won't know. Alright, let's just go with this one. Okay, thank you guys. Nice one. I appreciate to see everybody being able to put it aside. Right, okay. So let's just crack on with the next image. Yeah, when I was saying that we had a bit of time left in the weekend, I didn't mean fill it with arguments and drama. We get enough of that in the work week, you know. Better just have some fun. As you can probably imagine, when I came up with doing the idea of Dragon Ball Pictionary, I did not really think about getting everybody to get into raging arguments over it. It is not Lava Cell, but it's an interesting guess. I appreciate that. So this is not going to be a work of art. Yeah, it is Janemba. Janemba was what I was going for. See, HR Karma, you might have been able to grab that. The Cat God. Yep. There are a couple of them now. Okay, let's move on. Oh, there's an interesting one. Let's do that one. Now, this one's probably going to be quite obvious because it's got quite distinctive features. Distinctive features. The purple one. I can actually reveal that there is no purple on this character. What if Frieza was purple? That the version of what's the Frieza song F by Maximum the Hormone that they did for Resurrection F. That was basically just singing about the fact he was pink the entire time. So maybe I should start drawing them a little bit more sketchy, and that way I can fix them as we go on. Ooh. This is dreadful. I don't usually use my eraser, but I am going to use it for this because this is dreadful. Just as I was talking about the fact maybe I should do it a bit more sketchy, I think I decided quite easily early there that I'm not going to do that. Gamma 19. I was firmly in the corner at the time when we were all speculating about what was happening with Superhero. I was very firmly in the direction that they were going to fuse into Gamma 3 at one point, because I didn't see there being any other point for them being two of them. But obviously, as we saw, that didn't happen. But as I did start predicting that Cell would come around, I was quite happy then. But still, I think the Gamma 3, maybe that would have been a better resolution for Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 in that film. Like perhaps if they had actually had to fuse, and that would have been why Gamma 2 wasn't around anymore. I mean, I did appreciate the way that he was, his story arc in the film, but would have been good, I think, if they could have kept him around, seeing as we spent most of the film getting attached to him. Again, I'm enjoying these guesses. I am looking at them. The fat one. I've appreciated the fact I've had more time to draw this one. He is green. What's this? The giant pirate monster from the Red Ribbon Army saga. HR Karma, I can see that you're teetering on it, aren't you? I think you know what it is. I can see your answers. It's not Omega, which I assume you mean is a mecha, which is the planet that they travel to in GT. But that's not his name. Oh my gosh, is it Goku Black? Imagine the Goku Black arc if he did look like this, though. Infinite Zamasu. Dashinkan. Once again, would be hilarious if he looked like that. It does look a bit like Goldo, but it's not Goldo. Z Goldo. Oh no, I'm not going to say what it is. Got to keep going. You will get it if you keep thinking. See, I'm at an impasse now because I haven't watched GT in Japanese for probably 10 years. I've watched bits of it, but because I'm not a massive GT fan anyway, I do like Super Saiyan 4 and I like some of the story themes, but I'm not a massive GT fan. I'm unsure if you're using the Japanese name for the character, but which could be the case, but I'm pretty sure I don't remember it being that different. So you may be right, but what I would ask is if you could give me the English name for this particular character, because I don't remember if that is the Japanese name. You can have his lovely nipples, because he does have lovely nipples. What have we got here? Android 21, Android 10, Android 12. It's not an Android. Android 13, S, Android 16. Frieza Soldier number 10. Going through a back catalogue of cast just at the hopes of landing on the right one. Let's just add a little bit of shading on here, seeing as it's taking a little time. Yep, there we go. I'll accept that. I'll accept that because it's effectively, like I say, I'm not 100% sure that his Japanese name was not what you said it was. I'm pretty sure you probably were right if you've watched it in Japanese and that was what you saw. I honestly can't remember this particular arc. But yes, it is lewd. You're right, JB. You did get there first. It was very well done. And I appreciated the fact I actually got to draw him for a little bit longer. It's just a shame that I had to draw him for a little bit longer. So yes, Lord Lude, or Lude, because of course Lord Lude ended up not being him himself. But yeah, well done. You know his name, Lude. The MF who shot Goku with a laser gun in Resurrection F. Sorbet. Right, moving on. Gotta pick a good one. Let's go with that. Let's go with that. I know, HR Karma, you were so close. I could see that it was on the tip of your tongue throughout that. Here we go. Right. The new round starts now. Now this one's going to become quite obvious quite fast. I'm just waiting for the guesses to start because this one, as I say, should be quite obvious quite quickly. What's this? I think recent power scaling I clap HR comment. It's not Hercule. I did that nose a little bit big. And I did that eye a little bit wonky. It's looking a bit sad now. I can see you guys. Oh, Jamal. Jamal was the first one to get it. JB, you did put mod, but his name is either Belmod or Vermouth, depending on which version you've ended up watching or reading. So I will accept Belmod. So Jamal, you did make it onto the board. JB, yeah. I'll put Jamal A. There you go. Right, okay. Moving on. It's Oh, here we go. Here's one. Okay, and starting new round. There's always the silence at the beginning of these rounds, and I always find it really amusing from the chat. I had a feeling that would happen. Fat bearers. Yes, JBNL, I was drawing Dispo, that's correct. I was just getting ready to add his eyes. I knew that would get people either guessing Beerus or Dispo straight away because, of course, their designs are so similar. Basically just for the use of a throwaway line. Or a throwaway gag, I should say. So yeah, it was Dispo. Well done, JB. Very close to that Kaioken score for today. Okay, next round. Don't worry, Jamal, you'll get you'll get a chance. You'll get a chance. I know that JB spelled Dispo incorrectly. I do appreciate that, but you know, that yeah. But the fact of the matter is, it was definitely the character, right? You know, but it's I tell you what, I'll be fair. I'll give you both a point for that. Okay. There you go. You both got a point out of it. Also for settling the differences in the chat nicely. Right. Let's. I'm trying to make sure I pick a good one for this next one. Not that I don't ever try and pick a good one. It's kind of a redundant phrase for me to be saying, but like I say, commentary isn't my best. Oh, I know. Where is it? There it is. Okay. Oh, well, you guys are the ones earning the wins at the moment. Okay, next round has started. Oops. Okay, well, it's still fine. That'll do. The trouble is when you do so much art as well, you become so critical even of the silly ones that you draw. It's like those Dragon Ball AI videos I've been doing. It's annoying because I draw them to be silly. I draw them to be silly. However, I do end up sort of getting to a point where I actually start overcorrecting so much of them as well. So even the silly drawings I end up spending a long time on. It's ridiculous. I'm hoping that this will keep us going for a little while. I'm reading the comments. Oh, Jamal, there we go. That's what I was looking for. That is what I was looking for. I was looking for Marjube as the answer. Yes, it was Oob, but the picture I was drawing was in fact Marjube. So, well done, Jamal. Nice one. Got it right and continues guessing. Okay. JB, you're only one away from Kaioken at the moment. Okay. Next character is selected. Let's get on with it. But I hope you've been enjoying the stream so far, guys. I really do appreciate you joining me for it. It's a nice way to spend an evening, you know. I did spend most of today actually drawing for the video I'm releasing this week, but still, it's kind of one of those things where it's not the same kind of drawing. That's all technical drawing. This is drawing for funsies. I do appreciate how Bulma's usually one of the first guesses. It's always funny because it always gets to a point where people start guessing Tien or Krillin as we get through this. Because whenever you start with just a head, everyone's like, he's bald! JBNL, that was right. It was Hit. Hit was what I was looking for, and his censorable head. So there you go, JBNL. You have made it to Kaioken. So let's just get... Whoops, and I lost the leaderboard. There you go. You made it to Kaioken. Well done. So that means that, well, I know it was quite clear from the get-go but you have now overtaken Jerry on the lifetime leaderboard now. So that's it'll have you on it'll have you on the top of the lifetime leaderboard by the next video. And Jamal, you'll be up there in the 4th place at the moment. So let's pick the next character. Definitely the benefits of when there's less people in the game, because you know that you're going to get a good chance to get your scores up. Here we go. Okay, the next picture has been selected. Let's get on with it. This is so irritating, because if I were to be drawing this person, I would not have actually started where I started. I have no idea why I decided to start in that place. I'll be honest with you, I haven't been looking. You are the only people there. Probably would have been helpful if I, as I said, I had advertised it more, but I just wanted to test out, see if it was something that I needed to advertise each time, or if it was something that I could just start. As it transpires, I should probably announce it a little bit more in advance next time. JB thought I was doing the Krillin thing I did from the other day. Luffy Gear 5 is stronger than Krillin, maybe. I love it. Feel like I can't even comment on that, but that really tickled me. Thank you. Okay. That was right. That was a direct line straight to my funny bone. That was. I'm enjoying these guesses, but I haven't seen anything right yet. Whoops. This is not my best drawing. I will accept Crane Master. I will accept Crane Master for that. Yep, that was I was drawing Master Shen, or the Crane Hermit, also known as Suru Senin in the Japanese. Just give him some crazy Doc from Back to the Future haircut, and then give him his stupid bird cap. Never sure if it is an actual bird or if it's just a gimmick. Just give him a little bit of the character. There we go. Okay. So well done, Jamal. I didn't realize that I hadn't done that. I'll just reorder those. Maybe. Okay, on to the next one. That's why people hate the Dragon Ball community. Why is that for? Because we can't spell. Right. Okay. Okay. Okay, I've picked out the next one. Let's have a look at this. All right, good luck, guys. We're on to the next round. No, because we insult people who disagree with each other. It is true, however, I will admit to you that is not something that is unique to the Dragon Ball community. Many other communities do that as well. I spent quite a lot of time in wrestling communities and stuff as well, and they all do the exact same. Star Wars fans all do the same thing to each other. I know a lot of other anime fans do it to each other. I've seen a lot of Attack on Titan fans hate each other. We've even seen it with ones as recently as Jujutsu Kaisen and stuff like that, you know. So it does just people just do it when they're passionate about their IP that they love. It's not the right thing to do, but it's understandable why people get like that. So I wouldn't put it down to just being Dragon Ball fans, but you know, I think a certain degree of maturity comes with certain IPs that doesn't necessarily come with Dragon Ball. So I think maybe it stands out a little bit more with this community. I will certainly not pretend that it's a perfect community. Again, seeing the chat, but I haven't seen a correct answer yet. Never watched Attack on Titan because the fans spoiled it for me. I will say that, and do you mean, well, actually, that depends. Do you mean spoiled the story, or do you mean spoiled it because the fans were quite negative, for lack of a better term? Who do you mean by stadium guy, out of curiosity? Whoops. The story? Oh, they spoiled the Attack on Titan fans spoiled the story for you. I will say that even if they've spoiled the story for you, there are a lot of twists and turns that I've found came up in the story that I think will still surprise you at times. And I think it might be worth still giving it a go, in my complete honesty. Because, I mean, put it this way, I've felt that the show has been rewatchable to the point where you can go back and look at older seasons and watch it back. I can obviously do that with Dragon Ball. I would not make a channel out of it if I couldn't do it with Dragon Ball. But I do feel that there are some anime out there that are kind of only really watchable once. But I do think that Attack on Titan does have quite a lot of rewatch value. Not replay value, that would be like a game or something. But so I would say that. World Tournament announcer. Let's have a look at this. Hang on, who got there first? So, Stadium Guy, I asked you to clarify on World Martial Art Tournament, dude. I'll give you both a point for that, because I'm not sure if you meant Stadium Guy as being the announcer. But World Tournament announcer it's his name. He has no name. Toriyama has not given him a name. I'm sure he probably will do at some point, but that was what I was going for. So I'll give you both a point for that. Movie producer Nappa. Ooh. Okay. All right, the next one has been chosen. So, whoops. Let's get on with the next one. Ooh, didn't do that one quite long enough. There we go. Dragon Ball Abridged is fantastic. It really is. It's it takes a beloved IP that we already knew inside out and just adds so much more to it, and it just makes it watchable in a completely different light. And there are some people that moan because they turned it into a comedy. Dragon Ball has always been a comedy. It's just we have a very different sense of humor in the West than they do over there, and so to take certain aspects of it and make it more just to sort of make it accessible to more people. I mean, one of my closest friends, he liked Dragon Ball, but he wasn't a Dragon Ball fan, and yet he got into Dragon Ball Abridged, and it made him go and watch the other stuff. And so because of that, they made a fan out of him. And so if the content you're creating can make somebody a fan of Dragon Ball and they weren't already, well then it really can't be a damaging thing, can it? So the people that moan about the Abridged series, I have to say I do disagree that it's done anything harmful. Yeah, it's good, but I watch Dragon Ball Z Kai now on Hulu. You can watch the TV show now since Hulu, which is cool. It's not Beerus. Oh, can you swap with the skinny guy? You mean Tagama? It's not Tagama, but I do appreciate the fact that he wasn't around for very long. So not many people remembered his name. Ooh, not really drawn this one all that many times. I think I just got that wrong. My bad. Maybe. Yeah, because of YouTube's. YouTubers like you, I'm watching Dragon Ball Z kind of. Oh, cheers, man. Appreciate that. My chest hurts. If your chest hurts, make sure that it's not something serious. But if it is, I still appreciate that you've chosen to spend your final hours with us here on the stream. But in all seriousness, if it hurts, get help. But I appreciate, as I say, the compliment that you gave me a second ago. Thank you. I do appreciate that. Kai has better voice acting. I was watching Z until Goku and... Oh, yeah. The pacing is much better in Kai. It certainly is. But again, like, you know, the voice acting... oh, I don't feel so good. I shouldn't be laughing, bro. I mean, like, you know, do like I say, if you're unsure, do get help. But otherwise, it is, you know, it is quite funny. Otherwise. What was I saying? Yeah, the pacing in Kai is much better, but the story is obviously a little bit more fleshed out in Z. But I appreciate both. The dub obviously is so much better in Kai. It's not even up for debate, you know. I wasn't a massive fan of Colleen Clinkenbeard's Gohan. I think she was just a little bit too high, and but I do also understand why people don't like Stephanie Nadolny's Gohan, with the fact that she sounds like she smoked a pack of cigarettes before stepping into the booth. It's not toast. It's burnt toast you smell if you're about to have a stroke. But yes, it's young Morrow. Bulma! Bruh. That was harsh. But yes, young Morrow indeed. And extra points for well, not extra points, but feel good bragging rights for the fact that you knew that it was in fact the younger version of Morrow. I just realised I'm showing this, but I don't even know if it's on the camera. Yep, there we go. Very nicely done. I mean the Spanish dub because I grew up with it. I can understand that. I've heard a lot of people be very passionate toward the German dub as well. Apparently they had an amazing cast that everybody was beloved to, etc., and absolutely smitten with the original cast, and yet apparently they did away with them because they wanted to get cheaper actors in to come and do it, and then consequently they only hire the original voice actors back whenever they do a new movie or something, which is just ridiculous. But you can understand why. If it honestly does save that much money. Okay, so we'll do. Right, we'll make this one the last one then, guys, because it's getting a bit late now. So let's decide a good one to have for the last one. Okay. All right, then the last round is about to begin. So be prepared. And the round starts now. Now! No, bro, I have an injury on my back. Sorry to hear that. I hope it wasn't too serious, and you've been able to. It'll be something that heals up soon for you. I used to do, but I still do now, some wrestling, and that used to always send my back into twinges. So if it was a sports injury or something like that, I can understand. I just hope it wasn't something more serious. So my chest and my back hurt. Teen Ocean dub Boo Saga Vegeta sounds like something. Yes, he did. Very much sounded like that. It's not Krillin and not Tien. Yes, it was Jocko. Jocko was what I was drawing. Well done, Jamal. I thought the earpieces may have given it away. I'm not going to give him any sort of extreme. Of course, this is how we all know Jocko to look. with his wrinkly eyes and horrific, grotesque ears that look more like Frankenstein's. So we got anyway, yeah. Anyway, I promise I was drawing Jocko. It was that Jocko. But sometimes impulses take over. Well done, Jamal. That's a good score. That was a good score to end on. Well then, I think that takes us to the end of this round then. So obviously now we've got a lifetime leaderboard that of course we're going to update at some point. It'll probably be... I'll tell you what, I'll do it now. We're on the stream. I'll do it now. Let's just check over with insomnia. The lifetime leaderboard. Okay, so let's so Jerry is now going to be number 2. Okay. JV and L. You had 8, so you have 20. So one call more gets moved down 1. And that brings in Jamal with 6. There we go. So that updates Rare Jamal W. Well, there we go. So now we have the updated lifetime leaderboard. Everything is set for the next one. Thank you everybody who came out and joined in, and Jamal, thank you for making me laugh. That was very funny earlier. But I've appreciated you all. JB, thanks for coming back for the second one in a row. That was great. I really appreciated the support with that. And obviously, if you enjoyed it, guys, if you want to bring anybody else into it so you can all have a good game in the chat, makes it all the more fun. The more people there are, the better the game is, really. But it served as a good purpose for you guys to get some of your points up this time, I suppose, didn't it? All right then, guys. Well, anyway, cheers for coming out for the stream, and I appreciate it. I'll have another video up this week, which will be... well, I'm not going to spoil what it is, but it's a good one. I'm working hard on it, so look forward to that one if you're interested in what's coming after Superhero. And until then, I'll probably do... I might give another Pictionary another go on Wednesday night. We'll see. Because I know there was a couple people who wanted to do some Pictionary on the Wednesday, so we might trial it out on that. And if that's the case, then obviously I'll put a notification up for it and stuff. Because I don't think I'll do it again where I do it without the post. I think today proved that we need to do it with the post. So, all right then, guys. I'll catch up with you later. Have a good one. Good night, and I'll ruin my own outro again. I do this all the time in my recordings, but you don't usually get to see it because I usually edit it out. But yeah, anyway, I'll see you guys later. Bye!